and just wondered what is at the top of the list for that position that you think about when you're playing, and how different some of the concepts are since you end up with how much basketball has changed over the course of your career.
I think I've taken pride over the course of my career on being able to, play 5 positions, or at least know, all 5 positions, knowing the commands, knowing, if I'm, guarding the big, what is the coverage? If I'm guarding the small, what's the coverage? And always trying to keep myself in a position where I could be anywhere on the floor. So tonight calls for our team and calls for me to start at center, and and I just try to be ahead of a lot of plays, keep my guards and forwards alert of actions that was going on behind them, and also just try to keep my energy level up throughout the course of the 48-minute game.
It's your 5th game scoring at least 30, LeBron, and playing at least a lot of center in those previous games. Are those two things connected, or are there things about you playing that position that open up your scoring zone?
No, I wouldn't say that. I just feel like I'm in a really good offensive zone right now.
LeBron, going back to like AAU or biddy ball, were you ever the tall kid playing center? Was that something that you did growing up? And when did you shift to, kind of playing with the ball in your hands, if you did play center or something?
No, I never played center in my life before. I've always been on the wing or handling the ball. I think I was a skinny, lanky kid growing up, but I was never the biggest guy or, like the center position. I've always kind of played the wing or, kind of handled the ball.
Yeah.
LeBron, down the stretch, you and Russ were able to get into a bunch of different two-man game stuff. Fizz said that he thought that was a step for you guys. I'm curious, kind of, what did you see in those moments with Russ and Clutch, and do you think this was something you guys can build on?
Well, I think it starts with other guys that's on the floor at the time, and obviously, with Melo, Leak, and AB out on the floor, that level of space allows Russ' ability to get into the lane and his ability to pass. And we're just working the two-man game. And if a defense makes a mistake on our two-man game, we have enough shooting on the floor at the same time where we can continue to make them pay. As you saw when Melo hit the big 3 by their bench, AB got a backdoor cut from one of the plays I had, from the plays Russ had, and also Russ was able to walk in for a layup as well because of that space. And Malik, throughout his whole, 40 minutes, he was just a threat every single second he was on the floor. So, it helps when you have those complimentary guys on the floor for any action.
Hey, LeBron, just kind of touching on something Melo said is, the game is obviously changed, and you got more centers on the perimeter. Then it's easy for a guy like yourself to kind of get in there and score at the rim. Wondering is there something you enjoy when the game gets small, including the opponent? Christian Wood was their biggest guy. Is there something that you feel like opens things up for you, either offensively or otherwise?
No, I can be successful. It's a game that calls for small lineup. I can be successful because my game is not just one-dimensional. I don't go out. I'm not just a scorer, and I don't have to score the ball to be effective out on the floor. I know how to get my teammates open. I know how to read defenses. I know, everything that our offense needs in order for us to be successful. And in a make-and-miss league, sometimes when you don't have it going offensively, you have to be able to still make an impact. So I can do that just off my mind alone.
Gentlemen,
Brian, you talk about the young backcourt of Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green. And what did you say to Kevin after the game?
Well, it's 2 dynamic young guys who are very explosive, either with the ball, and with Jalen Green, his ability to come off pin downs and rise and shoot, is going to continue to get better and better as his game evolves. Obviously, the athleticism that both of them presents is really good. What I told Kevin Porter after the game, I think what's going to make him even a better player is what he's been doing as of late. Obviously, we know his ability to play with the ball, has some of the best handle and shiftiness in our league, but he's also, finding his teammates as well. He's playing the both game. He's playing the 3-level game where I can stay out here on the perimeter, make shots, and get to the paint, make shots, and when the defense, cracks down, then I can make plays as well. I think that's what also can help separate him, because he's playing a lot of point guard in his early career.
After this difficult stretch for the team, how big was it for you guys to be able to close it out here at the end in this game?
Listen, this is the pros. The hardest thing in this league is to win. At any level, any pro, any NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, WNBA, so on and so on. The hardest thing to do is to win. So it doesn't matter who you're playing against. It doesn't matter who's on the floor. Everyone was drafted or signed or worked their way to this level for a reason. There are pros for a reason. So, anytime you can get a win in this league, you don't take it for granted.
Have you ever thought about when you're going to walk away from the game?
I know I'm on the other side of the hill compared to the hill I was on before. I know that. I've thought about it. Where I'm at with it, I'm still playing at such a high level. I haven't given it too much thought, but I'm in year 19, and like I said, I'm not going to do another 19, so I'm definitely not halfway in my career. I'm on the other side of the hill, so we'll see where the game takes me. We'll see where my body takes me and my mind. As long as my mind stays fresh and my body just stays with that, I can play the game. But I think the game will tell you, your body will tell you, your mind will tell you, and I've put in enough hours and punched enough clocks where when that time comes, I'll be okay with it.
The last question on Phil on Tuesday.
Hey, LeBron, stepping away from the game tonight, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had an essay this week that I'm sure you saw that was critical of your Instagram post, the meme, the Spider-Man meme about COVID. I wondered if you had a response to what Kareem had said, or if you wanted to clarify what you were trying to say with that post.
No, I don't have a response to Kareem at all. And if you saw the post and you read the tag, you literally honestly asking, help me out. Help me kind of figure it all out. While we all trying to figure this pandemic out, we all trying to figure out COVID and, the new strand and, and the flu. I think people forgot about the flu. People literally forgot about the flu during these times. That's still going around. This is flu season. So people have forgot about the flu. People have forgot about common colds. That happens, especially with a lot of our kids that's in school. My daughter's in first grade, so a lot of these kids are getting common colds and getting the flu. But no, I don't have any response to Kareem at all. Appreciate it.
Interesting, LeBron saying yes.
LeBron starting at the 5 defensively for you in your spot, and then if that has same thing on the offensive end, if that shifts your what you have to do at all.
Not really. Just been able to figure out where we can export our matchups and when and where is probably the only adjustment to be made.
And then just with how much space you guys had offensively, Russ, what are the obvious benefits are, ability for you guys to get inside, but what are you looking for in those situations when there's all that space?
Just want to attack, use the gaps, been able to create some type of angles to be able to drive and kick or to finish around the basket.
Go to Kyle, please. Kyle, good, yeah.
Hey, Russ. Just down the stretch, obviously, you and LeBron had some great chemistry. Wondering what in those situations is different or maybe even amplified about the relationship you guys have down the stretch of games?
Just figuring it out. We've been able to kind of create some chemistry and things we like and see when defenses are trying to guard both of us together. People don't really want to switch, so it gives us a good advantage. And my job is to be able to make sure I put the ball in position to make it easy for Bron to do what he's able to do, and that's finish well around the basket.
Dan?
Hey, Russ. Moving forward, do you think that this can be a part of this team's identity? You did it obviously for a long stretch with Houston before in terms of centerless basketball. Can this be something that you guys have and use more often than not? Obviously, AD will be back at some point, but even beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, the game, we'll tell you what to do. I mean, based on the way the league is going, your small ball lineup is something that we can use and utilize. And as the season goes on, we find ways to be able to utilize it throughout the games, to be able to give teams a different look from us.
All right, Dave?
Russ, Fizz told us that he really felt like yesterday's practice and film session was helpful for this group, and LeBron kind of echoed those comments in his post-game comments with Spectrum. I wanted to know, for you, what was your perspective of yesterday? What do you think it did for the team?
It was good just to practice, get on the floor. We haven't been able to do that for a long time. To be able to do that is good. Create some different things we were able to work on defensively, offensively, and how we can improve. And you've seen some of that tonight, just how we played and spurts throughout the game.
To go with that gentleman in the first row.
Russ, can you talk about what you've seen from the young Rockets backcourt, Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green?
They're going to be good. They're young and they got a lot to learn in this league, but they will be good years to come as long as they continue to get better and continue finding ways to be able to improve in this league.
Russ, how big was it for you guys to come in here and close it out late and end the skid?
It's good. It shows that we're able to close games when we need to, get stops on demand, get scores on demand as well. It was big for us.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. I got Big Game James Worthy. I got Meta World Peace. I got Allie joining us here in a little bit. The Lakers get the win. They end the 5-game skid, and it was a needed win, Big Game James.
Yeah, it was a much-needed win. And, on the road, they seem to be able to get together a little bit more focused than when they're at home. I thought LeBron continued to do what he's been doing for the last 5 or 6 games. He led this team tonight, and so did Westbrook. The two elites, I think they had triple doubles.
Yep.
Geeter. So you have to give them credit for leadership.
Yeah.
But the two guys that really stood out to me were Carmelo off the bench.
Yeah.
24 and 9, and also Malik Monk.
Yeah, 5 to 6 games for LeBron and 19 years, by the way. He's been doing that. Truly incredible. And, hey, this is a treat for you guys. Let's go back to Houston. We're now joined by LeBron James. And LeBron, I got Meta World Peace and Big Game with me. And we were having some fun saying Mike and Kareem. Yeah, Mike and Kareem, Wilt, Shaq, LeBron. The long list of great centers in the history of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, man, I just try to do whatever it takes for this team. If it's playing the point guard like I've done in previous years, or playing the wing spot where, kind of my natural position, or, when the case for us tonight, I'm playing the center, starting at center for the first time in my career. And, we was able to get off that 5-game losing streak. So, we needed every second of it.
I was going to say, LeBron, sometimes you just got to get a win, right? Shortened rotation, 8 guys. 2 of those guys weren't even on the team a week ago. 5 guys in double figures, 4 of them over 20. How important was it to have that balance tonight?
It was big time. We needed the energy and effort from everybody. Coming off the tough loss at the Christmas Day game, we got some big contributions. Melo was spectacular off the bench once again. And then we inserted Leak into the starting lineup, and, he just picked up where he left off on the Christmas Day game. So, everybody gave us great minutes, including, DC, and also Stanley, too. They haven't been with us much lately, but, there was big-time minutes they gave us.
LeBron, we talked about how you guys have only had 10 practices.
That's crazy.
This year, only 10. And it's not even January yet. So it looks like you guys are starting to figure out maybe trying to turn the corner. What has it been like for you to kind of go through this process, and then what do you think it's going to take to continue this this flow that you guys have going right now?
Well, big game has been challenging, in the simple fact that, we have, had guys in and out of lineup because of injury or COVID or safety and health protocols, or, I had a suspension in myself. So the lineups has been changing so much. But, as of late, we're starting to get our guys back. We got Dwight back. We got Avery back tonight. It was big time for us. And then we added some veteran guys, like I said, and Darren Collison and Stanley Johnson. But, the nucleus that we had from the beginning, myself, Russ, Melo, Malik, and a lot of the other guys that played some good minutes. But, we had a great practice yesterday, at our facility. And that was the first time we had a practice in a long time where we literally got up and down, went through a lot of our offensive, defensive sets of how we want to play and how we want to be, on the game and who's going to be on the floor during certain times. So, that practice yesterday was tremendous for our ball club.
Yeah, LeBron, man, great game, man. Really excited to see you guys win. So what is it going to take for you guys, to find that rhythm? Now, you just spoke about it, this prior, but what is it going to take for you guys to really find your rhythm? I know 10 practices is not enough.
No, it's not, Meta, and you just said it. 10 practices is definitely not enough, and because of, the landscape of what's going on this year, we haven't been able to get on the court. We had a few practices scheduled, and then we had 4 or 5 guys that was put in protocol, so, they got canceled. So as we continue to get guys back, hopefully, TA is back soon, and Rook, AR-15, hopefully he's back soon, and we start getting our guys back, and then down the line, AD will come back. So, we'll continue to work our habits. We'll continue to, work the chemistry out on the floor, in the film sessions. And when we can get some practices, we got to work that habit as well. So, like I said, yesterday was a heck of a practice for us. We needed it, and it all came together tonight here in Houston.
LeBron, we always appreciate your time, and Meta said he's ready for a 10-day if you need him. Thank you, my man. We will.
Hey, listen, hey, Meta, stay ready because we may need your ass, man.
Hey, get some rest if you can. Travel safely. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, King James.
Appreciate it.
King
I
James.
appreciate it.
By the way, 11 of 15, he's had 30. 5 straight. Tonight, like he said, starting at the 5 for the first time. And then the balance, James. Where do you want to start? Let's start with LeBron, obviously. That was nice to have him on the air there.
Yeah, he's a. Seems like a lot of times it's a man playing amongst boys. I mean, he has a lot of experience. He's kept himself in great shape. He